So here's a short story about a relatively young wife and mother who's having a full-blown meltdown when her husband's divorcing her upon finding out that she's only staying with him so he'd pay for her continuing her education. And of course, because he's dumping her and she expected him to be a pushover, she's losing her mind. And I thought it'd be a perfectly good one to go over, guys, to make the point. Number one, how women will use guys. They'll marry them for resources or stay with them to pay for things like education, then dump them and take them for everything they have. Two, what can happen when you rush into relationships, as you're going to see this guy did. And three, when a woman loses all respect for a guy. And one of the quickest ways to have her lose respect for you is to treat her like the queen. And by your actions of racing into a relationship with her, a marriage, like getting to know her, that shows her you think that she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. You can't do that. Titled, Am I the a-hole for filing for divorce after learning that my wife planned to end our marriage once she finished night school and possibly college for a second time? And a shout out to Mark for sending this story. Now listen to this. He says, my wife is 27 years old and I'm 29. We first met in college and we got married after 1 year of dating. Smack! What a moron. 1 year of dating? What's the rush? They're too young. He doesn't even know her. And that just tells her, oh my God, this idiot thinks I'm so amazing that he'll rush into a marriage in 1 year. He's trying to lock me down that much. No respect for a guy like that. You take years, guys. We have 2 kids together now. Both of us work, and she went back to night school several months ago. It came about pretty abruptly, and she wasn't even talkative about her goals with me. I asked her, but she told me she just wanted to go back, and why did I feel the need to ask? Because I'm your husband, because you're taking away time from the children, from me, and that's going to cost money. So yes, you're going to discuss that. So she just went ahead and did this. Probably because she missed the college life and wanting to hook up with guys and get attention and everything like that. No respect. You can see right there. It made me question if she was using night school as a cover for cheating on me, but after a bit of time. After a bit of time, I saw her study, and she had a physical copy of her class timetable pinned up on the house, so it was legitimate. But it still felt off to me. Because she wouldn't tell me anything about it, there were times I made plans when she was supposed to join her study partners on the weekends, and she'd get pissed off at me for making plans. But I had no idea she was supposed to be studying with others or working on projects. It caused so many fights. See? Drama, drama, drama. She's going off and doing that. He's making plans because he doesn't think she's going to be around. Then she gets mad at him. They're fighting. There's no love here. There's no respect here. Meanwhile, he's taking care of everything and she's off at night school. Maybe she is trying to better herself, but she's doing it for herself, as you're going to see. She doesn't give a crap about him. It's just never-ending drama. Then her sister, who's 32, has never liked me very much and has caused problems before. She decided to taunt me about my wife's choice to keep me in the dark. She was the person who taunted that my wife wanted to further her education so she could get a better paying job, divorce me, while becoming our parents' primary parent. Actually, the sister's telling him the truth. That's exactly her plan. See? She's planning to use the guy. Her sister, she was playing the long game, so I would support her enough through that and then make it manageable. I didn't want to believe her because she hates me, so it wouldn't be unlike her to stir up crap. I couldn't really argue that it was possible, though. It took me a couple of days of thinking about it before I decided to ask my wife. Really, dude, you're going to ask your wife, hey, wife, are you planning to go to school for the next 2 to 3 years and get your master's or whatever and then screw me over? Like she's going to say yes. Duh, dude. At first, she denied it and tried to play it off with, you know my sister hates you. But when I brought up her weird behavior toward me and the secret she kept, she knew I was suspicious, so she tried to say that she wasn't happy with us and wanted to better herself and decided we could wait until afterwards. It turned into a big fight because I didn't buy it. Well, good for you for not backing down. See? She doesn't want to better herself just to better herself or get a better paying job for the family. She wants to do this, get a better thing that she can get a degree, a higher degree so she can get a better paying job, get rid of him, have him pay for it the whole time, do the babysitting. That's what's going on there. She doesn't care about him. When it all calmed down, she said that she'd be open to working on her marriage after she finished school in the next few years, but she doesn't want to distract herself from school. Does that sound like a woman that cares about her husband, her family? Oh no, we're just going to be in a bad place for the next 3 years while she studies for this. No wife that loves or respects her guy would do this. And this is when he should say, no, you were going to work on this shit right now or I'm out of here. She also brought up how we have two very young kids at home, so stuff will be weird and not the same, and I just need to give it time. No, you needed to talk to me about this before you just automatically signed up for night school. I asked her again if she was using me to support her through school so she can go fuck me over and end our marriage and push me out of our kids' lives. Smack! That deserves a smack. Like she's going to just be truthful about that. Trust your gut. You know something ain't right. Once again, she tried to deny it, but I still didn't believe her because she came up with another excuse of this, and this was her way to help us, and it was just the stress of school and failing that made her angry at me. No, she didn't respect him beforehand. She confessed by the end of it, and she told me that we need to make this work for another few years, and we could talk about that what would make how things would go afterwards. She said she didn't want to lose her kids to anyone, though, even me. I don't think she gives a crap about the kids. She certainly doesn't care about him. I don't want to be used or live like this for years so my wife can try to F me over, so I filed for divorce and shared custody after retaining an attorney. Awesome, bro. It's about time. Yes, she wasn't expecting that. I told her our marriage was over and there was no more waiting or letting her do this. She didn't expect it and lost her mind. Of course she did, because you see, her perception of him is he's weak. He's a pushover. He rushed into a relationship with me, rushed into a marriage with me, so of course she thinks she can walk all over him. And she was up until this point. And now she's losing her mind. That's what happens when guys suddenly grow a pair and do what's right for them. The women go crazy. Right. She doesn't care about him. Frankly, the kids either. Got married way too young, wrong reasons. Well, her sister has been extra loud because she didn't expect me to do what my wife was planning. They said I shouldn't want to F her over like this, and it could hurt the kids. See? He's the bad guy now. My wife has a job. It's not like she was staying at home with the kids or doing everything. We split all things in our marriage until she decided to keep secrets from me. So I'm not going to let her better herself and use it against me. Does that make me the a-hole? No, bro. What made you the a-hole was getting married to her young in college or right after college after only dating her 1 year. That's the dumbest thing in the world. I bet you because he probably thought she's beautiful, she likes me, or she acts like she likes him. I don't want to let this one go. And look what happened. You got to spend years getting to know your girl if you're going to marry her and see through thick and thin in real life situations. What? Their 1 year dating in college was an example of real life? No, that's a how can you say a little sheltered little world there? Bullcrap. But she was using him. And the second she got done her night school, guarantee you, and got her degree, she'd kick him to the curb. But before she got a job, so she wouldn't have to pay him more alimony. Meanwhile, all the time he'd be watching the kids and taking care of the kids, supporting her and dealing with her bullcrap, not getting any, I guarantee, ain't getting laid. So no, he's not the a-hole here. So guys, if you find yourself in a situation, do not rush into relationships. Take your time. When a man rushes to lock a girl down, that tells her he doesn't have a whole lot of options. But when a guy takes his time and she has to work to get him, and it's a challenge, then she's going to respect it just the way you had to work hard to get something when you were younger, to save up money to buy that toy or buy that car or something like that. You appreciate it more. Same fucking thing. And they will use you guys or gals that they will do this to just use a guy. So no, he's not the a-hole, and she's getting what she deserves. Now, there's a lot of things in the comments section. All these women are coming underneath coming from all these rocks, giving him a hard time. To no surprise, I'm going to read you every single one of those there in which he responds. And this is why you don't take advice from women, because they will support each other. And when women see weakness in a guy, they try to bully him. This first one's from a woman, and she says to him, if she did nothing to assure you when you told her your concerns, and it looks like what she said further confirms your suspicions, though the confession and not wanting to lose the kids even to you. I feel not the a-hole, but marriage counseling could be an option before anything else, or everything else. This woman here thinks you should do marriage counseling. Why would you do marriage counseling when you clearly can tell your wife doesn't love you, is using you, and is going to screw you over? This is the woman thinking here. Our guy responds, she's not willing to do anything to work on our marriage until she finishes school. I'm not waiting years and years for her to just go behind my back anyway. Thank you. That's exactly what will happen. A wife that loves her guy wouldn't treat him like this, and she'd be going to work on things right now. Another one, this is from a woman, and she's being sarcastic here. She says, not the a-hole. She's being sarcastic. I think it's a great example for your kids to not support their mother. Tit for tat, huh? She hurts you, you hurt her, and the kids just get in the middle. Why should your wife get a better education? Question mark. F her. How dare she want to do more with her life than pump out kids? And her biggest fault? Not stroking your ego the entire time. If your wife had been more attentive and able to juggle kids, work, school, housework, and you guys wouldn't be in this mess. I hope when you say split custody, it is actually 50-50. I do genuinely hope you actually want equal time with your children. Good luck. See, this woman here is being sarcastic and making him out to be a bad guy here. Newsflash, this guy here, he's working a full-time job. He's taking care of the kids. He's splitting the bills. He's paying attention to her. And you don't see him treating his wife like this. Okay, it can be stressful with all those things, but still, it doesn't justify her actions. She's using him. But this woman here doesn't see it that way. She sees the woman as the victim. And our guy responds, I always had equal time with my kids. I did just as much as my wife once the kids were born. I couldn't give birth to them, but I was up with them for feeding them, diaper changes, and whenever they needed settling. I was up with the sick kids. I took days off work to take care of the kids when they were sick. I played with them, fed them. I took them to doctor's appointments. I didn't leave her to do everything. And I was kept in the dark by their mother and expected to just go along while she was planning to use me and then divorce me and keep the kids from me. See? I tell you a million times, guys, do not take relationship advice, pickup advice, dating advice from women. Take them from experienced men. Because women either don't get a lot of the things that they emotionally respond to, or they're going to side with the women. And the whole Reddit thing is full of gals like this. But I've noticed, maybe you have, when these stories are written by guys that act like manginas most of the story, women come out of the woodwork and they see weakness in the guy, no joke, and they try to bully him in the comments section. If a strong alpha male was telling a story here, who they knew they couldn't mess with, he wouldn't get all these female comments like this, trying to shame him. One more. This is from a woman. She says, you're the a-hole. She says, sounds like she's unhappy and putting in the work to fix herself at her core job and was trying to communicate open and honestly while things do not feel off to her overall, and one can only have so many irons in the fire at one time, and she also wants to give couples counseling the full attention it deserves while not focusing on school. So again, the poor victim here, the woman. Is it realistic to just shelve the marriage like that? Probably not. And if you had kindly communicated that you offered, yet you were offended and hurt by the deprioritization rather than being reactive to a known shit stirrer, the sister-in-law, you'd have gained your ground with your wife. Instead, like a loon, you'd taken every word your wife spoke as some weird confession and escalate the situation with inflammatory accusations. There's much more to this story here. Another one making this guy to be the villain here. Guys, this guy was a man-John most of the story until the end. Believe me, this guy, I don't think he's hiding anything. I don't get that impression at all. My gut, and it's usually right, says that. He tried. She's not. End of story. And the only loon here is this guy's wife and this chick writing this thing. And our guy responds to her, she wasn't communicating with me. There was no discussion or mention of school to me before she signed up. No communicating about why she went back to school. Nothing. No communicating about her schedule for projects. She got pissed at me for not knowing she had plans once she never told me. So, right there, you can tell this guy made an effort. But not the wife. But this woman hearing the story here, of course, her interpretation is the guy's the bad guy. And I'm going to end it with this. This thread with this back and forth with this stupid bitch. One guy chimes in to defend our guy. And he says this, and we're all thinking it. He says, do not listen to them. You're 100% right, doing the right thing for both you and your kids. She's not waiting for school to finish to start working on the marriage. That's a load of BS. Once school's out and she gets that job, she'll rake you over the coals. She's already checked out the marriage, and the kids can likely sense that there are issues with mom and dad. You're absolutely not the a-hole. Thank you. Thank you. You don't believe all the women giving him a hard time because they see weakness. So guys, like I said before, all the lessons, you know it. Don't rush into a relationship. Take your time. When a woman doesn't respect you, she's going to use you. End of story. And treat you like crap. And all you can do, guys, is walk away. They haven't been married that long, but he has kids. It will be challenging. But far better he divorces her and starts over than stays with her. Because we all know how it's going to end. The second she gets her degree, but not a job yet, she'll divorce him and take the kids. Because the man's always the bad guy. So there you go, guys. Cheer him on.